Okay, let's see if the microphone, the stock microphone on the GoPro can pick up the sound from the failed anti-reverse bearing. It's very subtle, very difficult to hear if you don't pay attention, and the reel is still perfectly smooth. If you get this noise, it's most likely the anti-reverse bearing. The good news is there is no need to panic. You can easily replace it for maybe 20-30 minutes and it will set you back $10 if you buy the bearing on eBay, or about $20 if you replace it with original part. Don't buy a new bearing before you try a few things first though. First, remove the spool and clean thoroughly the inside of the frame, and particularly the spots that are closest to the rim of the spool. Of course, clean the spool rim as well. If cleaning the frame doesn't work, which it never does, open and inspect the anti-reverse bearing itself. Look for some tiny particles that hopefully you can remove and everything gets back to normal. Also, if your reel has a clicker, move the clicker back and forth a few times and make sure it's seated all the way back and doesn't touch anything. If none of these things help, and they won't, well, welcome to my channel. And don't worry, I'll show you how to fix this. Here's the replacement part. Looks like genuine Shimano bag. This is part number BNT3113. Okay, let's go and replace this bearing. First thing you have to do is remove the handle, then the drag. Okay, let's remove the handle first. Remove the little washer. Then this nut is 10 millimeter. Here goes the handle. This is not the stock handle. I remove this little washer here. Next we remove the star drag. Very easy. Now grab all of the washers under the star drag. Grab them together and put them down together. Okay, now these 3 screws that I love actually. This is one feature of the Shimano Cardiff that I didn't mention on the review. These screws make removing the plate, the side plate, so easy. You don't need a screwdriver. I love these screws. All reels should have these screws. They really don't stick out that much. And now very gently, I like to lift the reel up. Okay. Use the opportunity to, we can do some maintenance. Here is the spool. Here is the spool bearing. Beautiful line lay, as I said in the review. Now, to remove the side plate from the gears, you have to remove only 2 screws. Don't remove all of the screws yet. This one over here and this one. Don't remove the other 3 screws. Boom. So these two screws hold the plate that holds the anti-reverse bearing, okay? Okay, now gently push. Hold the bearing on both sides and gently push it out. Okay, here's the old bearing. Gentle, gentle. Bam. Bam, that really snapped. This stuff is just amazing. And then I'm gonna put a little bit on the anti-reverse bearing. Now, the reason this bearing failed, it was full of thick grease, okay? These bearings, you are not supposed to have grease on them, because look at these little cylinders, okay? They're supposed to spin, okay? If you put grease instead of spinning, they start slipping because it's so slippery. And once they start slip, they develop flat spots, and then once they have flat spots, they don't spin anymore and they begin to click. However, they say that it's okay to put a little bit of oil, not grease, but oil. Now let's put back these two. TSI oil on the spool bearing. This stuff evaporates. It's okay to use more. Are you ready for this? Let me get this as close as I can. What is the sound of butter? Okay? Oh, you don't know? Yeah, this is the sound of butter. This is the sound of butter. No clicking. This is truly, I say to you, the sound of butter.